All right, I am here with the ISKA lightweight champion and the
How you doing?
MMA Pro Fights Inc. lightweight champion, Sandro, the unit, Kukhianidze. How are we doing today, Sandro?
Doing great, man. How are you?
Fantastic, fantastic. So first, let's start off with the win last week on the vacant championship. Congrats on winning that.
Thank you, thank you.
I know he talked a lot of trash going into that fight. How did you feel to finally get your hand raised?
Felt pretty good. I mean, trash talk doesn't really affect me. It's just trash talk. It's just words. Let's fight. Like, that's what I'm about. Let's fight. Let's see who's the best man in the cage. Let's see who worked harder. No one, like, sees the work you put in before, right? People only see when you go in the cage and fight. So, I'm just all about fighting.
What was going through your mind throughout the fight?
Throughout the fight or, like, when he was trash talking?
Throughout the fight, like in the actual fight, thinking about the trash talk, knowing that the guy is actually right in front of you right now.
Honestly, like, it kind of hyped me up. His trash talk hyped me up.
Really?
I was so ready, man, to take his head off. I wanted to, like, screw his head off, man. So I was ready.
Yeah. Did anything he say specifically bother you?
No,
Nothing at
not
all.
really.
Can you tell me about the T-shirts? Because I know he started a little gimmick with that.
So he drew himself as an ugly tiger, and then he had like a glove on, and he was in the cemetery, and he had like his previous two opponents like buried with the dirt covered on the grave with their initials on the tombstone, and then he had mine with my tombstone and the initials on it, but there was no dirt over it. So it was like insinuating that he's gonna kill me, and then put my body in it and put the dirt over it. So that, and he printed this out and put it on shirts, and everyone, like, he's from the place we fought in, he was from there, so like he had 150 people there. They were all wearing it.
Really?
All wearing hoodies and shirts.
Wow.
Like that.
Did you kind of feel that pressure going in when you see this crowd filled with all these shirts, or do you just stay composed and focused on the task at hand?
I train too hard to not be confident in how I fight. That nothing affects me, really.
How do you mentally prepare when you're going into a fight like that? Just in general, in terms of fighting in front of a crowd, like stepping into the cage.
It's honestly just knowing that you put in the work, knowing that you took no days off, being confident in the work that you already put in. It means a lot, because if you know you missed one day, then you have something to worry about. But when you know that, so I call it evidence-based confidence. You can't just manifest things and be like I'm gonna win if you didn't put in the work. You have to have evidence-based confidence. I put in the work, I'm gonna win.
It's a good mindset.
Yeah.
So let's run it back a little bit. So you grew up in Tbilisi, correct?
Yeah, I grew up there from when I was born to 4 years old.
Okay.
Then I moved to Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
When I was 4. Yeah, there was a war in Georgia in 2008, and it was like a really bad war. So my dad won a green card, and then we just moved here.
Are you close with your family?
Very close to my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still to this day, how do they feel about your fighting career?
They think it's cool, but like, they're sometimes like, "Oh, why do you fight? Like, why do you're gonna get hit." And my mom calls me a bruto, which is a brute. And then my dad can't watch my fights. He's something with his heart. He just can't watch my fights. Like this fight with Nicholas, he like left after the first round.
Really? Do you like having them there though? Do you like inviting them to come see you perform?
I told them to stay home, but they just said we can't miss it. Yeah, I don't want them to see anything. Me win or lose.
Okay.
I don't want them to see their son. I don't want to put them in that position.
Yeah. When did you really get introduced to combat sports?
When did I get introduced? Honestly, dude, it was like I wanted to have confidence at first. Like I've gotten into a lot of street fights, especially in high school. I was the only white kid in my high school. So I got not bullied a lot, but like people would kind of pick on me. And I'd get into a lot of fights. Like I curb stomped a dude and his friend facing, and like broke their teeth and stuff like that. Like I was a very violent kid, and I misbehaved a lot. Got like expelled twice. So I guess I had to like hone things and also have like confidence. So I came here, and actually I started training MMA at Brooklyn MMA, but I realized that those guys were brutes, man. Like they did not think about the technique or anything. They were just kind of bullying me too, because I didn't know anything. Yeah. And I realized, okay, like I'm not gonna. I even told the coach, like, I want to be a fighter. Like, what can I do? And he just told me, just keep coming. I'm like, okay, this is kind of BS. Like, I could tell that the techniques are not working. I'm not really learning anything. I'm just going and doing cardio, basically. So I came here, and like that's when I really got introduced to it, and I loved it. I fell in love with it.
Was there like one moment that you realized, like, okay, I want to be a fighter, and you really committed to doing it?
Oh yeah. So honestly, I was scared to be a fighter. I'm like, okay, what if I get knocked out like in front of my family or something, or like it's embarrassing. I came to training. I knew I was athletic. I knew I was strong. And the training was like give me more confidence to be a fighter.
Mhm.
And also, like, I'm scared of fighting. I'm scared of shit of it. But like that's what I love about it. It's the only thing that really truly makes me feel alive, like really alive and like happy to do it. And it's also just like it's the only thing that's giving me courage. Like I'm scared of it, but I'm still doing it. So that means I'm a courageous man. I have courage.
How do you kind of balance the fear that you feel with that while also trying to maintain your confidence going into the fights?
Like I said, it's the training that I know I put in.
Mm.
And also it's just having confidence in myself, knowing what I can do, and honestly just being present, man. I feel like so many people aren't present with their emotions, and like they don't meditate enough. Like I literally every day when I wake up, I take like a flower that I have on the side of my bed, and I just stare at it for 30 minutes straight. Like I don't touch my phone. I just look at this flower for 30 minutes. That's my meditation, and it allows me to be present. And even when this correlates with the fight, because like before I'm about to go out, all these nerves and things that I'm feeling, anxiety, like I just embrace them. Like I really truly feel them, and they allow me to perform better.
So it's like one of the only things in life where it actually feels real in a sense.
It's really real. Yeah, it doesn't get realer.
You were saying that you used to train at Brooklyn MMA, right? What brought you here to Radical and then made you stay here?
So I came here. This was the first gym I visited. I was looking for a bunch of gyms, and this is the first gym I visited, and I found them on Google. I just searched up MMA gyms, and I emailed Renee, and he's like, "Okay, come in on this day." So I came in, and I think I came in. So classes are like at 5:30. The first class of the day. I came in at like 1, and there was nobody in the gym. It was just me and him. He talked to me for 2 hours. I told him, "Hi, I'm Sandro. Listen, I want to be a fighter. Like, can you help me get there?" And he talked to me for 2 hours. He explained his system. He explained he can make me be a fighter.
Wow.
And I could just tell. I could just tell he cared. I could really just tell he cared. And then ever since then, I've been training here, and I have no thought at all about going anywhere else. None
So
at all.
it's really been the relationship that you developed with Renee.
Yeah.
Wow.
100%.
When going into fights, how much do you and your coaches value watching tape? Is it more about honing in your own skills and just training them, making sure those are the best, or adjusting them to exploit your opponent's weaknesses?
I think at the amateur level, watching tape isn't really needed right now. So it's mostly just honing my skills, like things that I can do. Because I know my strength. My strength is grappling. Yeah, I'm a good striker too, but my strength is grappling. Like if I get you to the mat, you're done.
Yeah. So it's just about sharpening your tools.
Yeah, sharpening my tools.
So going into fights, is it the same training regimen when you go in, or do you kind of adjust it for different opponents, or are you just doing the same thing every time?
I adjust it for different opponents.
Okay.
Yeah, like some dudes, like Nicholas, we thought he would want to box. He wanted to create angles. He wanted to use like a back leg teep, and he wanted me to shoot. And he wanted to go 430. He wanted to create that angle and then hit me with like an uppercut or a cross. And I knew that because I watched some of his footage. But I knew he was going to throw a lot of teeps. And honestly, during the fight, when he felt my power, like the grappling power, the kicking power, the punching power, I could feel him just hesitating. He didn't want to do anything.
So because you're not watching tape, right, it's more kind of like generalizations of how you know they're going to approach the fight.
Yeah.
Like if they lean more towards striking, you're going to try and sharpen that, right?
Yeah.
And then even at the same time, use the wrestling to like open it up. Yeah.
Like if they're striking, I'm going to strike with you. And I'm going to show you I'm better than you.
Yeah.
And then what do you have?
Yeah.
I have kicks and then I have wrestling too. So let's add that. Now you're screwed.
Okay. So is it more just like figuring out a way to counter what they're doing, or just making sure you're better at the same skill?
Both,
okay.
Yeah. Like I countered this guy a lot. I would throw a jab. I knew he would throw something back. I moved out of the way and I caught him with something else. I'm countering his striking. And this guy has been boxing for like 15 years. I've only been training combat sports for 2 years. He hit me once in this fight. One jab. Did you see his face after the fight?
Yeah.
He had dents everywhere.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Because you've only been here for 2 years, right? Do you feel that you've excelled a lot faster than most fighters have who have like 10 plus years of experience? Like, have you felt that advantage when you're training with people 100%. In the gym? Do you think that's just natural gifted for you?
No, 100% no.
It's just the hard work?
It's just hard work. Dude, I used to come in, and I still do, but now I just have work a lot, so I can't come in as much. But dude, I used to come in 7 days a week, 2 times a day, 6 hours minimum every single day. And then the thing is, it's not just like the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the mat time. When you're here, you're getting better. But it's also like my coach's system. My coach's system and the way he approaches things, it'll make anyone better. My coach has turned like the worst athletes, the weakest dudes, into champions. I think my coach, he's the reason I'm good.
Now that you've been working more, though, do you feel that that's like hindered your training at all and your ability to
100%.
fight to the fullest extent?
Yeah, 100%. I wish I didn't have to work, but I gotta eat. I'm good, but I'm not good enough to like train people. Like for my the plan is to train people here, and that will be my job. So I'll always be here and I'll always be training. That's like the ideal situation for me. Yeah. But I need to get better.
When I watch your fights, the first thing I notice is the wrestling pace. It's insane how you put it on these guys. You take them down, they get right back up, you take them down again. Whether you're on top, you're on your back, you're always active with submissions. How do you maintain that kind of pace in your fights?
It's just a bunch of cardio, knowing what I can do. Like we wrestle and grapple a lot here. So that's it right there. And honestly, just cardio training and just training a lot for that specific scenario.
In moments like that, are you always thinking like, okay, I got to be entertaining and go for the finish, or is it just about getting the win at the end of the day?
No. So, yeah, I learned that lesson in my fifth fight. I was thinking about being entertaining, and because of that, I lost the fight. Because I wanted to show people I had hands. The whole plan for that fight was to grapple the guy. Me and my coach were like, let's grapple this guy. We're gonna win. If I grappled the guy, I would have won. But I wanted to be entertaining and show off my hands. Man, I lost because of it. So like that's a lesson I learned from that fight. Like, no, get the win, bro.
Yeah.
You don't need to be entertaining.
So that's the fear of being entertaining. Do you also think kind of the confidence plays in there too? Like you feel like even though the plan was to grapple, you've been training your striking, you feel that you can outstrike this guy even though it's going against the game plan.
Yeah, 100%. Now I just got better.
In your fight against Jordan Drayton last February, he caught you with a jab at the end of the first, and it put you down for a second. It was a clean shot. But you got right back up, stayed composed, took him down, got the arm lock in the second. What's going through your mind in a moment like that where you get put down and you've got to rally back?
I was like, crap. And then after I got up, he like kneed me right in my gut. Mm-hmm. So I was out of breath. I was like, but I took him down. And like while I'm passing his guard, I'm like, God damn, I can't breathe. And then, I just passed his guard, went to side control, and I got the arm lock. It's not an option to quit. Yeah, there's no way. That's not an option. Yeah. Like, you're either going to have to put me out or knock me out. Like, I'm not quitting.
It's just being relentless.
Yeah, no, I'm not quitting ever, especially in a fight.
So against Desmond McDonald in July, you were saying that you were craving a challenge, and the fight didn't go your way.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what you learned from that experience? How did you bounce back from it mentally, physically? How did it motivate you to get back in the gym?
So the mistake I made in that fight was I wanted to show off that I had hands when the plan was to grapple with him. I also learned that you should warm up before a fight. I did not want to warm up at all, and I came out cold.
Why is that?
My teammate was fighting right before my fight, so I wanted to watch. And I should have been selfish and I should have warmed up. So I came out cold, and I also rushed. Because I came out cold, I just threw a hook and I extended on the hook and I lost balance. And then I put my head down, and then I got caught with a nice uppercut that put me down. So we worked on that. Like, why was my head down? We worked on that relentlessly in the gym. So now my striking is like, my core is always flexed, my hands are always out, my chin is always down, and I'm seeing everything coming at me, and I'm using what's coming at me to counter. So like, I learned a lot from that fight.
What kind of toll did that take on you mentally for someone that was undefeated at the time?
Oh, a lot, dude. I was depressed for like 2 months. I would my emotions would I'd eat my emotions away. So I eat a lot. I got really fat. Not really fat, but I gained weight. I didn't want to look my girlfriend in the eye, my parents in the eye, cause I lost, dude. Like, shit made me emotional, man. I hated that period, but I got better. I came back into the gym. Like, even when I came back into the gym, I didn't want to look anyone in the eye, even though in their perspective of me, they were like, oh, he just lost once, it's cool. And then I just had self-pity. But now, I'm working hard. I came back and I worked hard and I got better.
Do you think it's good that you took that loss this early in your career to be able to take that lesson now so that it's not going to be as much of a problem down the line?
As much as it sucked, and I guess I needed to go through that. God has a plan always. So yeah, I think it was kind of needed because if that happens in professional, that would suck. It happened in amateur. No one's gonna remember that.
Hmm.
So it sucked. It really did suck, but I'm glad it happened because I learned a lot from it. I'm a way better fighter because of that.
Yeah, and then that's going to help you when you eventually go pro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. On your Instagram, you were talking about having a fight booked in December. Can you tell me, are you defending your belt? Who's the opponent? Talk to me about that.
Not defending my belt because it's for a different organization.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe it's for the ISKA title because ISKA, in New York,
Mhm.
ISKA hosts the events. So it is for the title, I think, and it's in ECF, and it's against the brown belt in jiu-jitsu,
Okay.
who owns his own gym. So this guy's gonna be a challenging fighter. So
Mhm.
I can't wait for it. I always crave a challenge. It's the only thing I want. I don't really care about belts, honestly. I just give me like the best opponent, like the guy who's gonna really challenge me and make me better.
Yeah.
That's what I really care about. Cause like belts are just belts. I want to be a really good fighter. I want to be the best in the world one day.
Yeah.
So I want the best in the world also.
Walk me through where you see your career going in the next couple of years.
Well, I'm gonna keep training hard, really hard, and when I feel like I'm almost ready to go pro. Honestly, I do, but my coach wants to take it slow. We want to get a lot of amateur fights in, so I can really have every single detail dialed in.
Yeah.
Embracing my emotions, the weight cutting, everything. So we want to have that locked in, and then we're gonna go pro, and then once we go pro, honestly, there's no looking back. Like let's freaking go.
Mm-hmm. Is your ultimate goal in this game to become champion of the world? Is that the only way you could feel that you're really successful in this with everything that you've put in, or are you just kind of along for the ride and picking up the experiences as you go?
I want to be the best, and I know the amount of work that goes into it. Like there's a guy in Dagestan training 6 days a week right now, and he wants to also be the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to be on that timing. I need to also train. I need to train 7 days a week, 2 times a day. Like I'm pretty much sacrificing my life for this, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
And I want to be the best in the world. And I also want to open up my own gym one day when I do retire, maybe in Georgia where I'm from or here. And I want that to be like my income.
An ideal situation for you would be achieving that goal and then being able to open up a gym there.
Yeah, 100%. Because like my name will be out there, like like he's in the UFC, he was a UFC champion, like
absolutely.
And if I go there, like there's a lot of like fighting spirit in Georgia is crazy. Just like in Dagestan, like it's a mountain country.
Yeah,
everyone wants to fight. Everyone's a fighter there. Mm-hmm. Like when I said we don't give up, like we don't really give up. Like it's a fight. You don't give up.
Even though the ultimate goal is becoming champion, what would doing something like fighting in Madison Square Garden mean to you?
Oh, that'd be insane, man. I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah.
That would be insane, man. I'd invite all my family. Mm-hmm. And I'd make sure I'm ready. That would be...
Even though you don't want to put them through that, that's such a special thing.
Yeah, that's a special thing, man. Right? MSG, come on, man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll get there one day.
Is there anything else like that, like places that you want to fight, like specific, like names that you have in mind? Like when you're watching the UFC, like, I'm going to fight that guy one day? Anything like that?
Fight that guy or fight in that place?
Both. It's okay if you haven't put much thought into it.
I want to fight Volkanovski and Ilya Topuria one day.
You want to fight Ilya Topuria?
Yeah.
You don't even see it as like that's my countryman.
Yeah, but he's so freaking good that I want to test myself.
That's a challenge that you like to see.
That's my countryman, and I love him. I look up to him so much. Some of the combos that I use are his. He has this like nasty body overhand that I love to like use in my game as well. And his jiu-jitsu flow is absolutely amazing. I think that he's gonna beat Volk. I know he's gonna beat Volk.
You really believe that he's going?
Yeah, he's gonna beat Volk. Yeah, definitely.
Is that partially influenced by the loss to Islam from Volk?
So. I think so.
Or did you think that beforehand as well? Did you think
I thought beforehand, but like now it's
definitely.
I thought that beforehand, but now it's definitely.
How do you think he's going to get it done?
Either decision or knockout. Yeah, decision or knockout.
What is your best advice for fighters coming up?
Train hard. Live a fighter's lifestyle. Don't eat bad food. Don't stay up late at night playing video games. Be disciplined. Do your road work. Come to the gym. Make sure you have a good coach, a good team that cares about you. And like, it's not hard to like know if they're doing it right. Like the Brooklyn MMA, the coach was a meathead. He didn't really know what he was doing, and I could sense it. It's like you're not teaching me anything. Just have a good sense. Have a good common sense. Know that your coach can teach you something, and then just trust them. Put your trust fully in them. Put your trust in yourself. Work hard. Keep showing up, and then you'll be successful.
Speaking on good coaches, do you think it's one of the worst things a fighter can have is to have yes men around them, just telling them that they're good enough?
Yeah, 100%. Because it's false.
Yeah,
it's just like other martial arts, like let's say karate, for example, like a McDojo kind of thing, like where you pay for belts. Like that's yes manning, is it not?
Yeah.
Like you're not getting better. Like let's say like Krav Maga. I could be wrong, but I don't think they spar in Krav Maga.
I don't think so either.
When you don't spar, like I could teach you how to disable a guy with a knife, and we could drill it as many times. But if you don't spar that situation, and you don't feel the resistance and what to do with the resistance many like thousands of times, we won't be good at the martial art. You need to you know where the yes man comes from? The work. When you cry, when you're tired and you keep going, that's what you should be looking for, not someone else's approval of you.
But the unit, it's a
Yeah.
great nickname, man.
Shit.
A source tells me that is from a wardrobe malfunction. Am I telling me what that's about?
Yeah, okay. So there's this position called Buck and Bronco. It's basically when you're in side control and you have an overhook on their arm, and you like bring them on their side, and your butt is basically on their face. It's a really powerful position. You could take the back from there, or you can get an armbar from there. Anyway, my coach has this joke where, you don't want Sandro to be in your Buck and Bronco. God bless me.
Yeah.
Not in my height, but in other places.
So your tattoos, where did you get them? What do they mean?
So me and my grandfather, so I have a bunch of wolves. I have a forest. I have this wolf right here. I have Kratos. So I have Kratos because, I like war. He's the god of war. And the wolves is like the Georgian national animal. And when we were little, when I was little, my grandfather would take me hunting a lot, and we got attacked by a wolf. A pack of wolves, actually. It was 3 of them. So I was very little at the time. I was like 12, I think, maybe 10. So he put me up into a tree because what the hell am I supposed to do? And I had like a pellet gun, like a pellet rifle, and he had an actual shotgun. So, but it was a double barrel. So he killed these 2 wolves, and then the third one starts like trying to climb the tree because I wasn't like really high up in the tree. So I tried to shoot it too. I'm like shooting. I got a couple shots on it, but it's a pellet gun. It doesn't do much. So then that wolf like ends up biting my grandfather on the leg, and then I jumped down. I don't know why I jumped down, trying to help my grandfather. I'm like hitting the wolf on the head. This wolf is huge, and then my grandfather has like a knife, stabs the wolf, kills it. So he killed 3 wolves, and I saw it, and I was just like, oh my god. And I love my grandfather. Like this tattoo as well. That's my grandfather's name.
Okay.
Yeah, so it says Datuna. It's an old Georgian. So all my tattoos are dedicated to my grandpa, basically.
Yeah, that definitely had to stick with you.
Yeah, no, it stuck with me. Like, dude, he was such an amazing man. Like, just like best grandfather ever. Honestly, he passed away when he was in 2014. He passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay. But I loved him, man. I loved him a lot. He meant everything to me, and I'm trying to make him proud.
That unbreakable spirit that you think you've developed through fighting is that you think that's partially inspired.
Definitely, yeah. He kind of shaped me to who I am.
What song hypes you up before your fights?
Kickstart My Heart.
Kickstart My Heart
by Motley Crue.
That's a good one. That's really good. That's really good.
Oh, yeah. Kickstart My Heart. Yeah, I love that one. The bass goes hard.
Yeah, that's great. Do you listen to it like immediately before the fight?
Nah, not really. It like music definitely gets me in the mood, but like in the back before I'm about to fight, it's just like warm up. Yeah. Warming up is important.
Yeah,
when I hear it before I walk out, I get hyped.
How do you usually try to celebrate your wins? Do you do something special, or are you just right back in the gym?
Yeah, right back in the gym. Yeah, there's no time to celebrate. I'm not where I want to be yet. So, although for this fight, I almost got disqualified because like as soon as I won the fight, I went out of the cage, kissed my girlfriend, almost got disqualified for it. ISKA doesn't really like me or my coach because we always call them out on their BS. Like my opponent right now was grabbing the cage like a crap ton, like 10 times in the fight. They didn't take a single point away.
Really?
Dude, like when I would pick him up on the double, I could feel like he's like a string, like he's holding on to something. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, let me slam you on your face. Like, let's be fair. Let me slam you on your face.
What's your walk around weight?
175.
175. How's the weight cut?
It's pretty good. Last 4 pounds are like hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, we always get it done.
Okay. So 20 pounds. I mean, relatively, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
You're not that heavy for lightweight, right?
No, not really. I feel like I feel like Desmond McDonald, the guy I lost to, dude, he was massive. Like
Yeah.
fight day, he was massive. Like he was like 6'3" and like built. So I think he was like 190.
Yeah.
But he's been training for like 20 years. You know, like he's been in the game for 20 years. So I think he knows really how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, props to him, man. His weight cutting is insane.
When you go into a fight, do you feel like a strength difference, the weight difference? Like against McDonald, did you feel that? Did you feel
No,
that
bro.
he
It
was
was just he
than
just
you?
caught me with a lucky shot, man. If
Yeah.
like I said, if I stuck to my game plan and grappled him, like there's a saying, like you punch a black belt in the face once, he turns into a brown belt. You punch him again, he turns into a purple belt. You punch him again, he turns into a blue belt, and so on, right? So, like if I just took him down, man, I would have won that fight.
I mean, it's a good thing you learned from it, though.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
What's your favorite food that you can't eat while you're in camp because you got to stay in shape?
Fried chicken, pizza, ice cream, like Ben and Jerry's, just any sandwich. I love sandwiches.
How do those cravings get while you're in camp? Is it hard to stay away from it?
Yeah, it's really hard to stay away. But I have like cheat codes, dude. I have so many cheat codes because I'm like, why would I put myself through so much hell when I could have like little cheat codes? So I like buy the little like juice things, the Neos, and I pour it in water because I have to drink like 3 gallons of water. So I make water at least a little good. And when I'm cutting like the last 2 pounds and it's hell, and like my body's dried up like a raisin, and I have no water in my body, and I'm in a hot environment, I like rub ice everywhere, on my balls, on my forehead. I chew ice. Like ice saves your life on those last 2 pounds.
How do you feel about Cheeto getting a title shot against O'Malley rather than Marab?
That was bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. Like it's the more entertaining fight, sure, and more people want to see it. But like, what are rankings for? Like, I feel like the number 1 guy should fight the champion, or the number 2 guy should fight the champion if the first guy's injured or something.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's how rankings should work. Like, if I'm number 1 in the division and there's the champion, that's my fight. No one else deserves that fight. I'm number 1 for a reason.
Do you think that Marab should have held back with the claim saying that, oh, Aljo deserves his rematch even though he's rightfully the number 1 contender? After Aljo lost to O'Malley, he was saying
I think Aljo does deserve. Dude, he's been champion for so long. Of course he deserves.
No, absolutely. But do you think it's like if Marab wants his title shot, he should have been kind of selfish and put himself above that, even though he thinks his friend deserved it? Like that. Yeah. Do you think that definitely hurt his chances at getting the title shot?
Yeah, you should be. Dude, you have to be selfish in this sport. It's a sad reality of it, but it's also very true.
Do you think it would be hard for you to put the friendship aside? Because in situations like that, it's clearly hard for them.
Devin, my teammate, right?
Yeah.
If him and I were supposed to fight for the title, I feel like we'd just talk about it. Because it'd be an interesting fight too, man.
Yeah.
It'd be so interesting because you guys train together all the time. Like, a fight between me and Devin would be so... Like, everyone should come. That'd be a very interesting fight.
Yeah.
But I feel like you guys should just talk about it. Like, teammates should talk about it and be like, let's just do it and be friends after.
All right, it's your time, man. You have any people you want to shout out? Any brands that you've been sponsored by?
Shout out to Warlocker, best cup in the game. Saves my lineage every time I fight. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, man. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to seeing you in the UFC.
Yeah, you will one day.